Hi everyone, welcome back to my lab and today's video, which is going to be a haul update. I recently have been hauling quite a bit with the Sephora sales, Black Friday sales. I've had quite a bit of time to use the products that I hauled and I'm ready to share my thoughts with you. Before we get started, if you're new to my channel, I'm Yori. Thank you for clicking on my video. If you enjoy what you see today, then hopefully you'll consider subscribing to my channel and joining me in the future for more content. Now let's get into my haul update. The first thing I wanted to share with you was the Too Faced Then and Now eyeshadow palette. This is something that I picked up during the Sephora sale, and this is what the palette looks like. Very beautiful colors. This is the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today. I can't take too much credit for the eye look, however, because the palette does come with a little insert that Too Faced always has with recommendations for how you may use the palette, and I actually followed it. I wasn't feeling too inspired when looking at the palette itself because the last look that I did on my channel was very rosy, so I wanted to kind of stay away from those shades. And then I was having a difficult time trying to think how to put these colors together, and lo and behold, I ended up using the shade Gigi, the shade Shady B, Gretchen, Lost Boys, and Pixie Dust. I actually put glitter in my crease and I'm not hating it. It's very interesting. I think I might try that in the future. So if nothing else, the palette did serve to teach me something new, or at least get me to think outside the box. It's a fine quality palette. It's just not too inspiring to me in terms of the color story, but I think it's a very nice way for Too Faced to celebrate their anniversary. The palette is still available, and if you're interested in picking it up, I would recommend it, but not at full price. This palette's almost $60, and no, I don't think it's worth $60. It will definitely go on sale, so if you're interested in this one, then hold out for that sale price. This is a little insert I was talking about, and this is the eye look I was going for, so you'll have to let me know how I did. I may as well get all the eyeshadow palettes out of the way. The other one I picked up was this Berry Burst one from Violet Voss, and I really liked it for this specific pinky shade right here. It's like a peachy pink shimmer. I didn't do a dedicated video on this palette, but I did use it in my demonstration of the Wayne Goss The Synthetics Face Brush Set. So if you'd like to see it in action, I will throw that video up in the cards if you haven't seen it yet. But you know, this is a very nice palette. It's a very cute travel palette, has a mirror, very compact. It's about palm sized. It includes 10 shades, and this one is berry tone. That's why I was saying I was wearing a berry tone in my last video. Very nice quality shades. If you enjoy Violet Voss eyeshadows, these are very consistent with the Violet Voss formula. I do like Violet Voss eyeshadow palettes, and so I'm happy to have this one in my collection. It does come in 4 variations. I picked up a more neutral variation, but I haven't used that one as much, which is why I have not included it in this video. The next palette that I wanted to share is this one by Bobbi Brown. This is the Ultraviolet eyeshadow palette, and I was really pleasantly surprised by this palette. It was my first time trying Bobbi Brown eyeshadows, and even though this specific palette is no longer available, this is the color story. I did do a complete review video on this palette, which I will also throw up in the cards in case you're interested, but the companion palette to this one is still available. I've seen it on Sephora's website, and it's the infrared eyeshadow palette, so if you're drawn to that color story, the eyeshadows in here are really nice quality. Also, if you're interested in something similar to this, the brand new Viseart eyeshadow palette that they're releasing, it's one of those 9-pan eyeshadow palettes, has a very similar color story to this one, and in the video that I did covering this palette, I did share similar eyeshadow palettes in my collection if you're interested in something similar to it. I was really happy to pick that up. It made me a little more interested in the brand. I do think that they have a brand new palette out, which is $59. It's mostly metallic shades. Not sure if I'm gonna pick that one up. Think it might go on sale, so I might hold out for that one, but based on my experience with this little palette, I would definitely purchase Bobbi Brown again. On to a couple of skincare type items. The first thing that I have is the Fresh Black Tea Instant Perfecting Mask. I really love this mask. I really enjoy it. I have been using quite a bit of it. I don't know if you can see, but it's about halfway down. I love the smell of it. It's not something that I use every day. I use it about once or twice a week while I'm in the shower. I'll just apply it all over my face and then rinse it off. It gives you instant results. It's a really nice brightening mask. I think that it really smooths my skin and it softens my skin as well. I really enjoy this one. Even though it's a pricey item, it's something that I would definitely pick up again once this one runs out, but I ration it. It's very expensive. I picked up a couple of lip items. The first thing I had was the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. Everybody raves about this so much. I am almost done with this one. I don't know if you can see, but usually this pot is completely full and it's definitely not anymore. I bought it in a set that came with 3 minis with different scents, and people make a big fuss about those scents. They're on the Laneige website, so if you like the apple one or the vanilla one, and I think the other one was grapefruit, they're on the Laneige website. So if you like those minis, you could definitely purchase it from there. And recently I was in my local Sephora. They have the vanilla one in this size as well. I like this scent fine. I'm not sure what scent it's supposed to be. Has sort of a sweet fragrance. It does come with an applicator that has a silicone tip, and I have to say I don't enjoy that at all because the lip balm is a little bit sticky just in its nature, and I find that the silicone applicator will just grab on to any lint or floating cat hair, which is very common in my house, and so I don't enjoy that. I use a plastic applicator that I had for a skincare item, and I enjoy it much more that way, but this is really nice. I use it pretty much as a lip balm every day. As far as a lip sleeping mask, it does work very well, but I have to say that the Bite Beauty Agave lip mask lasts longer, at least on my lips. This one, it's still there in the morning, but not as much as the Bite Beauty one. Still a very nice product, and I was one of those that went on the website and I purchased the other flavors. So I have already repurchased, and I do recommend it if you need a good lip sleeping mask or a balm. I also picked up the Too Faced Peach Lip Balm, and this is supposed to be a Mega Moisture Lip Balm. So here's what that looks like. I used the same plastic applicator to apply this one. This one didn't come with any kind of applicator, and I've used it quite a bit. I use this one mostly in the daytime because it's not hydrating enough for nighttime, and I like it. It actually works really well under liquid lipsticks. I feel that it helps it look a lot more smoother and avoids that dry, crumbly look that some liquid lipsticks can give you, so it's good for that. I bought it because I really like the scent of the sweet peach stuff, and it doesn't quite have that smell, although it does have a sweet smell. In terms of the taste, it does have a slight taste, but it's not as sweet as like a lip smacker, but it's definitely a stronger fragrance and taste than the Laneige. So just something to keep in mind. This one isn't necessarily a favorite, but I'm glad I tried it and I will use it all up. I had to go grab this one out of my shower. This is the Youth to the People Kale and Green Tea Spinach Vitamin Superfood Cleanser. I really like this cleanser. I think that it does a really good job as my second cleanse when I'm removing my makeup and also in the morning time. I like it because even though I have dry skin, it doesn't strip my skin of all its natural oils, and it does lather, which is very important to me. So I use it with my Clarisonic, and I really, really enjoy it. Although I have to say, this pump is a little too generous. I find that I don't have to press the pump all the way down, and I definitely get enough for what I need. I realized it because I was going through it really, really quickly. I had a mini size before, and I was feeling like that one lasted me longer, and it's just because this pump just dispenses quite a bit, so I only press it halfway, and that's plenty. I really like this. It really smells like greens in the best way possible. I like it. This is my cleanser of choice. I was working with the mini for a while, but I'm definitely going to be repurchasing this one, and I'm just rationing this one as well. I did pick up a hair mist during that haul. This one is the J'adore by Dior hair mist. I love this. You can see I've used quite a bit already. I love applying this. It doesn't have alcohols or those harmful chemicals that can dry out or damage your hair. So I just spray this all over my hair, and I feel like if I have my hair up and I let it down, the fragrance just fills the room in a very pleasant way. It's a very light scent, very reminiscent of the J'adore. I think it's a lot like the J'adore Lumiere line. It just smells so good. I really enjoy it. I don't use it every single day, but you do use it on those days that I want a special pick-me-up or a special treat for myself. I really, really enjoy it. I'm going to be looking into more hair mists in the future. I think it's a really nice way to wear fragrance. I love this. I get so many compliments when I wear it. It's really, really great. Now here's a huge fail. Notice it is still in the box because I am definitely taking this back. This is the Hello Fab. It's by First Aid Beauty Kona Eye Stick, and it's supposed to hydrate, depuff, and prime underneath your eyes, but there's so many things wrong with this. First of all, it seems to get a coating, a layer, even if I keep the little cap over it to keep it from drying out. It tends to get a layer of film that's really thick, so if you go underneath your eyes to apply it, you have to really tug underneath your eye, and that kind of defeats the purpose of treating that tender eye area. So I find that I actually have to rub my finger across it to get it to get rid of that layer, and then I can apply it, and even so, it still tugs at my eyes. It has glitter, and I don't think you want to be putting glitter underneath your eyes, especially if you use concealer. You're trying to conceal there, so you don't want it bring attention to it. This thing is terrible. I do not recommend it. It's going back. It's really terrible. They released it with that Bendy Avocado Concealer, which I have picked up and I want to try out, but I do not recommend this at all. This is going back. I picked up quite a few powders during that haul as well. This is the new Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder Glow. And you know, I like this. It's really nice. It gives you a nice finish on the face. I am wearing it in the high points of my face over another powder. It doesn't have any fragrance. You can see that it has a sifter. Usually I will just tip this upside down and take product from the lid and apply it all over my face, but it does have a glow kind of finish to it. It's not something that you would want to put underneath your eyes. At least I don't enjoy it that way. It just gives a little bit of an unnatural dewiness underneath the eyes. So I just prefer it in the areas where I would normally highlight for a very dewy finish. And the way this was demonstrated by the brand anyway was to use it in conjunction with their other setting powder, which you would use in areas that you would prefer to have mattified. So I like this. I think it's fine. I'm gonna use it, but I don't think that it's a necessity. And I realized that after the whole sponsorship was over, it was no longer anybody's favorite kind of thing. But still, I think it's fine. I just don't think it's something that's absolutely necessary. I have the Guerlain Meteorites Electric Pearls. These are no longer available on Sephora, but you can still find them on other websites. I'm still convinced that they sold me a used product because there is no puff to cover it. I like these, but I have to say that if you're interested in trying out the Meteorites, then the traditional line that they have is perfect. It does a fine job, and these are nice. They're just a little bit more bronzy, so if you have a very warm skin tone, then this one would have been really nice for you. But even so, the regular line, it applies just fine. I love it as a finishing powder. It looks beautiful. So I am a fan of the pearls. These were okay, but I do prefer the original ones, and those are always available. The Huda powder. This is nice. I really like this. This comes in different shades, which I think is great. So you can find one that suits your skin tone. I grabbed the shade Pound Cake, and this is called the Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. And it comes in this packaging. It has a little bit of a mesh covering, and you can dip your brush in there. The mesh is stretchy, so you can always grab product. Also, if you flip it upside down, you can get some on the lid, which is the way I prefer to use it anyway. This is gorgeous for setting underneath the eyes. I really enjoy it for that purpose. It's good all around the face as well if you enjoy baking. I don't often do that, but if I do, it's a really great powder for that. It does have a fragrance, which some people describe as florally. I guess I could see it as florally. If you're sensitive to fragrances, you might not enjoy this particular powder, but to me it smells good, so it makes the makeup application process a little bit more pleasant, and I don't have sensitive skin. I did pick up this one as well, and this one has a scent that is not so pleasant. At first it didn't bother me that much, but after comparing it to the Huda Beauty powder, it kind of smells funky. I haven't seen this on the Sephora website anymore, but I have seen it on Beautylish website, on the Charlotte Tilbury website, so it's not discontinued. I've heard that there's statements by the brand that it's just a specific ingredient that's there that causes that scent. This is the Soft Focusing Light Diffusing Loose Powder, and I grabbed mine in the shade number 2, which is Fair Medium. And I have to say, I don't like this under the eyes. I find that it doesn't keep my concealer from creasing. It really travels into my fine lines, and it just doesn't look good under my eyes. It's very drying, but I do like it all over the face, so I'll continue to use it for all over the face setting. But once it's gone, this isn't something I would repurchase, and just because it smells so weird, I wouldn't recommend this one. I would definitely recommend the Huda Beauty powder over the Charlotte Tilbury. I picked up a bunch of brushes during that haul, so I'll just give you a quick update. The Sephora Collection number 57 brush is amazing for under eye concealer. I absolutely love this brush. I think it's an essential, and yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. This is the number 93 Pro Featherweight Blending. See, there's like cat hair floating around. That's what I mean about the lip balm. In any case, the number 93 Pro Featherweight Blending. Interesting brush. I use it to sweep away fallout. Not that you need a dedicated brush for that. You can use it for highlighting, but it's a little bit prickly. I think it's just an interesting shape, and that's what drew me to the brush in the first place, because I think it was on sale. And it's an okay brush, but definitely not an essential, not one that I would recommend you add to your collection. This one is the number 62 Pro Fan Detail, and this makes for an amazing highlighting brush. I have been getting more into fan fan brushes since using Sonia G brushes, and it makes for a really nice highlighting brush. So if you enjoy fan brushes, it's probably a little bit different than the ones you may have in your collection because the bristles are short and it's very densely packed, and so you can really get a very intense highlight with this. I like this one. I also picked up the two Fenty Beauty brushes that she released with her eyeshadow palette. This is the number 200 flat shader kind of brush. I like this one. It picks up color really well. They're very, very nice brushes for synthetic brushes. I think they're a little bit overpriced, honestly, but they do work really well for synthetic brushes. The number 210 blending brush is also really nice, so if you're interested in synthetic brushes and you like the brand, these are very good ones. The blending brush is super, super soft, and the shader brush does pack on color really, really well. And since they are synthetic, I don't feel concerned about dampening my brush to apply products or anything like that, so these were good. I got two brushes from the Huda Beauty line. This one is the Bake and Blend brush for the face, and I actually like this brush. This angle is just perfect for getting underneath the eyes, and you can pick up her baking powder and stamp it right underneath the eyes. It picks up the powder really, really great. Like if I go like this, I can still see the powder that's in the bristles kind of come up. This one's dirty because I used it today. I like this one so much. And then this one is good for setting underneath the eye, carving out contour if you want, or applying contour, brushing away bake. It's a really nice brush. This one is really nice and very soft and very versatile, so I like this one. The dual-ended thing, it's good because you get two brushes for the price, but it's kind of annoying if you store your brushes upright, so just something to think about. This one, however, is the Conceal and Blend. This brush is terrible. It was supposed to be for concealer, and this end, which is more flat, is fine. I like that end for carving out my brows. I like it for getting concealer right into the inner corner of my eye. It's fine. This side is fine. This side is horrible. Just something about the way the bristles are cut. When I tap to blend concealer, it pokes my eyes. It really hurts. It's not pleasant. This brush is not good for what it's intended, but the reason why I'm keeping it is because I really like it for cream contour. I'll especially use it with my Fenty Beauty matchstick. I'll run this across the top of the matchstick and paint my contour on, and it gives me a very light application and it blends it at the same time. So I like it for that purpose. So if you already picked up the brush and you're not enjoying it, try it for cream contour. I think it's really good for that. But for under eye concealer, absolutely not. No way. No, 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 no. I had picked up another Fenty brush. This one is the 160 Face and Body, and I intended this one for my Sol de Janeiro body glow oils. And basically what I do is I just pour the body glow oil directly on the brush and then I apply it to my body. I just don't like applying it with my hands. I don't know why. I just don't. But with the brush, I get a very nice application. The brush does absorb a little bit of the product, but you know, it applies it really nicely and you don't have to get your hands dirty. I don't know. I liked it for the purpose that I bought it. It just becomes really hard to clean if the product goes deep into the bristles. Like you can see mine is a little bit stained, even though I did wash this one, but it works for the purpose for which I bought it. You could also use it for setting, but I don't know. I like it for the body. Two more brushes to talk about and then I am all done. I have the Laura Mercier glow powder brush, and I did use it for using the glow powder, and I basically just do it here and it hugs the contours of your face. Very similar to the way the Fenty Beauty highlight brush might do so, but this one is much bigger. Very soft brush. I do enjoy this one and I do use it for the application of the glow powder. Do you need it? Absolutely not, but it is a nice brush. Super nice. Last brush is this one. This is the Guerlain Meteorites brush. Why did I buy this? It's used to apply the meteorites and it fits inside the container really well. The bristles are really frizzy, so they pick up the powder really nicely. They are also sort of well dispersed, so when you rub it on, you definitely get a nice application of a finishing powder, which is how I use the pearls, but it's not a pleasant feeling. It feels scratchy. It's such an expensive brush too. It's super cute. It's really cute, but not a necessity, and I wouldn't recommend this one. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do, so I can't really knock it for that, but it just definitely doesn't feel like a luxurious kind of experience. It just feels scratchy, and for that, you can pick up any brush to do the same thing, and it'll probably be a lot more pleasant to use than this. I'm gonna keep it because it does what it's supposed to do, but it's just not my favorite. That's everything for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing my review on all of these products. I'm very confident in the information that I'm sharing with you today. I've been using the products for several months at this point, and so my thoughts are very well formulated. I don't think my opinion is going to change, but who knows. If you have any questions of anything that I did not address in the video, leave those in the comment section down below for me. Let me know your thoughts if you enjoy any of these products, and if you have any tips for me. I'm definitely keeping everything except for this. I don't think anything can save this. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a like for me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring my bell so you can be notified every time I post new content. Thank you again. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you again really, really soon on my next one. Bye-bye.